Did you know that on the Condor Canyon stage in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, you can find 2 meerkats that are in love? Hello and welcome to Hidden Video Game Details. Make sure to leave your suggestions in the comments down below, and if you're feeling extra kind, please consider clicking subscribe if you haven't already. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. Right, let's begin today's video with Trepang 2. Now, Trepang 2 is a game where you shoot first and ask questions later, and for the most part, the game encourages it. Though there is one occasion in particular that a more restrained approach would have been better. After completing the second mission in the game, you are shown a nuke that is specifically designed to blow up your HQ should it fall into the wrong hands.
This is a thermonuclear warhead. We can't risk this facility falling into enemy hands. In the event it's overrun by hostiles, you'll have to activate the self-destruct sequence.
Well, if your thirst for chaos hasn't quite been quenched, you can do this. So repeatedly meleeing the bomb will cause it to detonate, leading the director to audibly sigh. It's brilliant. Up next is Spider-Man 2. Now, in 2020's Spider-Man Miles Morales, you could enlist the help of a mask-wearing cat. Not only did the little guy keep you company, but he could also swing a punch. With that in mind, many of you will be happy to see him return in Spider-Man 2, where he can once again sit in Miles' backpack as he swings through the city. Though there is a special occasion when he doesn't. During the Bebop side quest, you will speak with Teo, who you may remember from Spider-Man Miles Morales as the owner of the bodega, and more importantly, the owner of Spider-Cat. Now, if you have the Spider-Cat suit equipped when speaking to Teo, Spider-Cat won't be in your backpack as he is seen standing with Teo. Don't get me wrong, it's not the most mind-blowing detail in the world, but it's something that could have been easily overlooked. Next up is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. Now, the Modern Warfare 3 campaign is being dragged through the mud right now, and rightfully so. It's probably the most disappointing COD campaign of all time. The thing is, what makes this even worse is that there are certain parts in the campaign where extra care was taken. Now, we've already covered several lines of hidden dialogue on the Oligarch mission in the Modern Warfare 3 video I uploaded last week. But a few of you pointed out a couple of lines that I missed. First up, at the very beginning of the level, if you stare at the yacht, this will happen.
Big fucking boat.
Money can't buy happiness, Johnny.
I wouldn't mind being sat on that boat.
I probably wouldn't cry myself to sleep either, Lasmo.
The other hidden dialogue on this level can be heard when entering the cave near the beach.
Dark in here.
Good update. Is the water still wet?
Checking. Stand by.
Good to have a laugh while we can, boys. Let's keep it tight.
Now, do a couple of lines of dialogue make Modern Warfare 3 a good game? Of course they don't. But it does make me wonder what type of campaign we would have gotten if the developers were given more time and not rushed to release the game this year. Up next is tactical first-person shooter Ready or Not. Now, we have covered Ready or Not in this series before, with perhaps my favourite detail being the realistic fish tank that will drain up until your bullet hole. Well, today's Ready or Not detail sees the usually super serious Ready or Not operators playing dress up. In the firing range, you can find a police cap hanging on a table. You can pick the hat up, but a recent update made it so that the mirrors don't actually show your reflection anymore, which is annoying. So I recruited Telmo from my Steam friends list to model the cap for me. And I'm sure we can all agree, he did a great job. Up next is Super Mario Wonder. Now, in the last episode of this series, I shared how the flowers in Mario Wonder would talk to you. But if you prefer to be left alone, you can turn the voice lines off, which will upset the little guys. Well, today's Wonder detail once again involves the friendly flower. If you stand idle next to a flower, several lines of dialogue can be heard.
Ooh, maybe it's time for a break. I'm not one to rush. Sometimes it's nice to space out. I'm a big fan myself. What's the matter? You tired or something? I'm tired. How about you? Am I allergic to me?
Now, it is worth mentioning that this flower, which can be found in the game's opening level, seems to be the only flower with this type of dialogue. I mean, I tried a couple of other flowers and this was the only one with these voice lines. Next up is the surprisingly good Robocop Rogue City. Now, some of you may already know that I'm a huge Robocop fan. I even enjoyed the bad Robocop movies, those being Robocop 2 and 3. So when a Robocop game was announced to be in the works, I was definitely interested. Now, you may think that Robocop is all about gunning down bad guys and, well, gunning down more bad guys, but that's where you'd be wrong. You see, Rogue City isn't afraid to show you the more mundane parts of being a part cyborg, part human crime-fighting machine. One example of this can be seen during your visit to one of the game's semi-open world hub areas. Here you can ticket cars and get involved in petty squabbles. You can also catch a guy spray painting a wall. The man will run and hide, but of course Robo catches up with him and it's here we are presented with a choice. Do you fine him or just issue him a warning? Well, if you warn him, essentially letting him off, when you come back to this area later in the game, you can find this. Now, I know that this seems like a nice thing to do, but we did warn him to stop graffitiing on walls. So whilst we appreciate the gesture, he's definitely getting a fine next time. Oh, and before you ask, I did play through the game again. This time I did give him that fine, just to see what would happen. And let's just say he was less than pleased. Now, a couple of episodes back, we discovered a wanted poster for what I believed to be one of the game's development team. Well, I think I found another one. This person is wanted for the crime of arguing with someone over minor inconsistencies in her favourite game series. The final Rogue City detail for today's video is a callback to the original Robocop movie. If you shoot an enemy in the mummy daddy button, this will happen. So this animation is an almost exact recreation of this scene from Robocop 1.
Your move, creep.
So that's it. If you enjoyed this video, then a like is really appreciated. Be sure to subscribe for more Easter eggs and details from your favourite games. Thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.